everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers to be and mothers that are. Um, I hope that it was everything y'all hoped for. Every day should be y'all's day. Most mothers I know are like super moms, but like in minivans, sometimes take like Valium and shit to make it through. Like that used to be a joke. Like when I was growing up, like like a soccer mom, and then like after a while, I realized like like they really actually do this, and I don't blame them. I was like, because I was telling people they were complaining about like prescription drugs, and I was like, well, I mean, at some point in time they had to be invented because they work. It's just we're fucking Americans, and we like to take things that are nice and mess them up or whatever. So I mean, like, you know, it, at first when it was first made, whoever doctor came up with it wasn't like, oh, well, a bunch of fiends are gonna start, doing this and that or whatever. So it was kind of surprising. So anyway, thought of the day, and I thought it was pretty funny is, man, like some of the which I just talked about a lot, and it really is. But I don't. I saw it a little differently today. I don't remember what the name of the medication was, but the side effects seemed pretty cool. Like I remember back in the day when I wore younger man's clothes and was into that kind of thing, that you had to pay a lot of money for that kind of party. I mean, they're throwing up out of their back and they're doing the back out the front, and I didn't even know you could. I thought South Park was the only place you could do that. I didn't even know you could do that. So that and like they'll give you like skin rash medication, and like the side effect is like peeling of the skin till it comes off. Like it's a worse version of what you may not have later on. I mean, I just find the medical industry so infatuating. I do. I really, really do. Because I mean, I learned recently that the data that's used um, for the people to like do testing on the formulas and make sure they're safe is the data that is given to them by the pharmaceutical company. So like it's probably fudged a little bit. They probably threw a couple or maybe like took out a few heart attacks, maybe stuff like that. I mean, there's even some. I mean, it was actually Pfizer. This is true. Had the biggest lawsuit ever. I don't know the exact amount. I'd be lying. I don't want to lie and say that I know, but I know that it was the biggest lawsuit ever done. But you don't know the exact amount because a lot of NDAs were signed, but it involved a drug. Started with a P, and they were very aware of the side effects on the heart. And there's like emails from them saying that like we're gonna make so much money and blah blah blah, and we're the devil. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I was like, man, like, and they're showing all these like people like playing baseball and shit, and then I'm like, dude, if you have the problem that you say that you're having, like, first off, who invited you to the baseball game? Like my friends, I've had MS now for a few years, and like I don't have my dudes calling me asking me to go on skiing trips. I get that. I go just, but I wouldn't ski. Like, like I'm not outside skateboarding. I might like there's certain things that I can't do, and that's okay. So it's like knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them, knowing when the party's over. It's part of the charm. Honestly, a good partier. Hang on one second. A decent, person who's maybe lived a little more unorthodox than maybe their parents or roommate or whatever it may be. They usually come back in the fold. You know, they usually come back in the real world. Every once in a while, you get you one of those river rats that they kind of disappear into the brownness and whatever, and that's okay too. I mean, usually they're ended up they can make a movie about them or a magazine or at least put them in the fucking newspaper when they find their dead body. Either way, I mean, I guess you know I don't know. I don't know. I just a lot of interesting thoughts in the past few weeks have been coming up in my head. Just probably has to do with a lot more of the therapy I'm doing. and trying to focus more on really being around the family. And we went and saw I went and saw my mother today, and I don't get to spend much time with her, but she's always at work, and always has been, and that's just that's her. She's a worker, and I get that too, and I don't hold it against her at all. And so it was really nice to be able to sit down and see a bunch of my people that I haven't seen in a while. And it's just so crazy now. I don't have to like book an 8 hour flight, to come do this. That I'm able to come see them and in the proximity, and and that's important to me. And it's really kind of lifting my spirits on days that could have been worse. Ended up probably being better because of it, And do I plan on staying around Pedal? I don't know. I mean, this really depends on. I graduate in December. It really depends on I guess what move, where that takes me. I mean, most of the jobs in my field are remote nowadays anyway, so it's I mean, I could definitely see having the option to really go and do whatever I want. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm kind of just laying low until December, and um, once I get the bachelor's degree, then I'll go ahead and start, figuring out exactly what the next plans are as far as demographically and financially and everything else. But my family and them have been really helpful. So I'm blessed with that. And so let's see what else. Interesting. Something interesting happened to. I mentioned in my last video that my cousin got a guitar, and he has totally stuck with it. Blown my mind because not many people do or can. It's more like if you practice, if one of these notes here, I'm sorry. If you practice, I was like, man, I'm not a good teacher. I don't teach. I was like, but if you come to me with questions, I can answer them, and I think that's probably a better setup than me just sitting here and trying to teach you. And I think that if you show me enough initiative to go, and watch videos about this stuff, then it shows me that I'm not wasting my time. Essentially, with showing you stuff that I would like. You're like, why are you so good? I'm like, I work my fucking ass off. That's why. I work my fucking ass off for that. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say it like that. It was like 82% less violent. But nowadays people just want to just be good at shit. You know, all of a sudden marijuana becomes legal. All of a sudden everybody wants to be like the top marijuana grower or fucking. I don't just everybody as soon as something happens that's new, they want to be the top person. Why do you gotta be the top of anything? A Renaissance man. A well-rounded young man. Someone you can talk to in any sense of the form. I want to become the guy that, on the way to dinner parties, my friend and his wife aren't like, all right, well, after the third drink, will you thump Brad twice, whatever. It's just kind of, it's kind of gotten old, and it's getting close to it's that next chapter, and you can feel it, you can taste it. It's fun. It's knowing it's coming, not knowing what's coming. I mean, I've moved around and stuff, and I've been in scary situations as far as living in cities and stuff by myself. So I don't really get too concerned. But what else? Another cool thing is my daughter's trying out for, I believe, clarinet for band. He told me I almost cried. I was so excited. Just knowing that, and I know she'll be so good at it. I mean, she's good at everything she does, so I know she'll be so good at it. And she did so good on her test for all of her state testing and stuff. And so that was really positive stuff. And it's really good to do a couple videos in the past 2 or 3 where I'm feeling a lot more positive, and because from my last video up until the one I posted last time, man, I was on hell's highway, bro. I was You know what I mean? I was up Shit's Creek when I ain't even gotten out the car yet. You know what I mean? It was just it was a whole thing, and it was on me. You know, a lot, and learn and like I've been trying to and learning tools like sorry, I thought someone's knocking. Like a little cognitive behavior therapy. I read a lot. Some stuff I do is not necessarily holistic or proven. I don't do them constantly, but I've dabbled in hallucinogens and stuff, trying to help with the depression because I didn't really deal with depression until way later. So um, anxiety was always my thing, and I find myself way more calm nowadays and a little more depressed. And moving back here, it's kind of felt like it's helped out a lot. But I'm not on drugs today. I don't go to meetings. I don't have a I have a support system, my but you know everybody's different. I'm not saying I'm sober. I drink. I'm not saying I'm dead sober. And to be honest with you, I don't want to be sober. I want to be happy. I want to, or I think I may have that. But I don't want to be. Let's say I don't want to be a Republican I don't want to be a Republican or a Democrat. I'm not either one. I'm fucking tired. I'm just tired of all of it. Like, why do I have to join y'all's fucking team? Look, there's like how many NFL teams? I don't like none of them. Now, tell me why the fuck I have to be on an elephant or a buffalo, or whatever the fuck, a bison or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, and it's so crazy. They might as well just buy them jerseys. And it's like, I've okay. This may be taken the wrong way. I'm gonna end it at this. A quarterback plays a game that you could play at PE and makes more than probably the top five highest paid doctors in the world. And this dude just throws a football. Now, granted, he sells merchandise, and I mean, I know the facets. Don't fucking come with me with that. I already know. Please, or come on. I've read into this so much. Like I know exactly what's going on. That's a fucking joke. If you run away from gunfire, you shouldn't get paid more than a guy that runs toward the football. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And I hope in the future, right now the best sport to watch, the most just it's too hard to manipulate on the scene, like on the back house. What can you do? But in the front house, boxing, man. Just like at first I got into it. I was just getting like watching all Paul brothers hype, whatever. And then I started like going down the fox rat, like going a little rabbit hole, and realized like, man, there's some fucking Kearney. There were some mean guys out there back in the day. And it's so fun to watch because they're like savants. Like, go watch Mayweather's old fights, and it'll slow it down for you and show how he knew. It's just some. It's really. I challenge you, if you're even listening, to this week just learn something new. Like, spend 5 minutes a day reading about something that you don't know about. The next time you pass an article on Facebook that you don't want to read that bitch. You know, I'll do that once a day. I mean, like all the time. And I like reading books too, but I mean, we're fading into the internet and it's cheaper, whatever. Now books are more collections, but like learn something. Spend 5 hours a week or a day, or start slow, maybe 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day, and not when you get home if you're not tired. And just try to research something new, whether it be like, why is famous? Why is Nikola Tesla famous? Or you know, how did this comedian become famous? How did this person end up on set at this show? I mean, it's just there's so much information at our fingertips, and it's a damn shame not to use it. And but it's always fun talking and chopping it up and just really checking in. And I do these a lot, like I said, for me, for accountability. I like to have, like, I know nobody's expecting me to do it, but it's fun to do it and be like, oh, he still hadn't given up. And it's just because before I started thinking of doing it, I was Like, I don't want to start this and then bulk out and be done, you know. And I thought to myself, no, because I don't have a destination for this, like, or like a point. I just like to talk, and no one like I'm not around my favorite bar, my favorite people right now. So, but this is what I'd be saying to them. So I figured I'd just fucking say it to y'all. They'll hear it too, you know. And I don't get many views on my videos and stuff like that, and that's cool. It's because, and this is kind of an experiment way. Okay, if I get 35 views every video, and and after a while I make videos, and then I do a little show, maybe that's a guaranteed 35 people that's gonna show up for me, you know. And it's not about the money, and it's not about anything like that, but like, if anyone who knows me knows that I'm, really into watching and being a part of like comedy, and in any way it has to offer, and I just, I really appreciate the people that still check on me, and I really appreciate the ones that listen all the way through. I know I can ramble on for a while, but I really do appreciate it, and every day I'm getting better, and every day we're moving forward, and onwards and upwards, and I can see you until next time.